My old cottage has a lot of charming features, but the fireplace in the living room wasn't one of them. Clad in wood with a wooden hearth, eventually I'll replace it with a wood-burning stove, but half the house needs rebuilding before I get to that. And in the short term, I wanted to be able to light a fire without my insurance premiums going up. So far, this project has been interrupted by rain, snow, mould, and a small flood, but the fire is currently my only source of hot water, so I really need to get it finished. It's finally stopped raining, even though spring in Scotland still feels very, very far away. Okay, that's not going anywhere in a hurry. It's starting to look like a fireplace. Now I've just got to make it look like a nice one. Ideally, I'd have got a really nice old wooden second-hand fireplace on somewhere like Facebook Marketplace that I could reuse as part of the renovation. But unfortunately, my fire's a really odd shape and I couldn't find anything that even came close to fitting. So instead, I've cobbled something together with bits of junk and leftovers from the shed, which is on brand if nothing else. I've had to give in and light the fire even though the fireplace isn't finished yet. Luckily, it's fire safe because it was the only way that I could think of to try and counteract the amount of water that was coming down the chimney and seeping underneath my living room floor. Eventually, as everybody suggested last week, I will get a cowl or a cap or something on my chimney. I need to get some work done on the roof and the chimney anyway, so I'll probably have it done as part of that. As there's been no sign of water damage to the living room floor before now, I think this is the first time that this has happened, and I think it's probably a combination of the severe amount of rain we've had over the last couple of weeks and the fact that I went 10 days without lighting a fire, which is unheard of this time of year because I was working on the fireplace. So now I have to put up with a little bit of fire-based dust and ash and things like that. But I'll take that while I'm working on this project instead of a squelchy living room floor. Maybe you can have anything, but you can't have everything. Except if I could have anything, I'd have hot water, and I can't have that. So maybe you can't have anything or everything. Oh, you're a bit short. That's really annoying.
We got time on our side. We're in a state of home. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive, and the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about.
Last little bit to go. Oh no, there's glue everywhere. It's not where you belong. This goes against everything I believe in, but I am going to have to try and force you to be straight. I'm straight there. I've been standing here trying to come up with an inappropriate straight joke for far too long. I have definitely got other things I should be doing. This doesn't look too bad though, and I'll take it. This is my second time hand painting the tiles for my fireplace, and this time I'm using some porcelain paint that you bake in the oven, so there's no need for any top coats that are going to mess it up at the last minute. This is probably too much work for a temporary makeover, but I'm enjoying it, even the second time around. I've got one thing left to do before I can sand and prime the fireplace, and that's put some trim around the edge of the hearth to try and make it look a little bit tidier. I could have mitered the ends to make this look tidier, but I conveniently remembered this is a temporary project and I couldn't be bothered. This project has almost gone exactly how I planned it, apart from the squelchy floor and the small flood. With all the effort I've been putting into my fireplace, it's probably no surprise that I like things that look nice and work really well, which is why I'm excited to be partnering with Suri for this week's ad. Suri are on a mission to redesign our teeth cleaning routine. I always hated the noise of electric toothbrushes, so I mainly used manual ones, much to the despair of my dentist, but Suri's sonic toothbrush is so much quieter to use. The magnetic mirror mount has made cleaning residue out of the toothbrush cup a thing of the past, and the charger is USB powered, so no shaving plug needed. In the 6 months I've been using my Suri brush, I've charged it 3 times. Their replaceable recyclable toothbrush heads are made from cornstarch, and the bristles are made from castor bean oil. When you swap them out, you can send them back to Suri for recycling, free of charge. I've been singing Suri's praises to my friends for the last 6 months, and if they didn't have a Suri brush already, they do now. If you're tired of your family's old toothbrushes cluttering up the bathroom, Suri's Brush Together bundle means you'll save 10% when you buy 2 brushes. You'll already save 10% if you buy the Brush Together bundle, but if you use my code JUDESURI, you'll get an extra 15% off. This toothbrush is nicer than everything else in my bathroom. Why does it take you so long to finish anything, Jude? Well, because every time I think I'm making progress, something else happens that I need to deal with. Just while I've been working on my fireplace, I've had to fix my mouldy chicken coop, deal with a small flood in my living room, and it's taken 3 weeks of non-stop rain, but all of the water is finally starting to run off the field and pool at the back of my house. So today, instead of priming my fireplace and maybe finishing my tiling, I have to dig a trench before my kitchen gets damp. Okay, there's lots of other things I could do, but the water's moving, and that's gonna have to be good enough for now because I'm filthy and hungry and it's cold. Ah, there's mud everywhere. I'm disgusting. Surely it's got to stop raining at some point. My goal for the rest of the day is to bake the last of my tiles to cure the porcelain paint because they wouldn't all fit in the oven at the same time. And then I want to get all of the woodwork on the fireplace primed. And if I've still got any energy after that, I might get the tiles up on the fire surround so that tomorrow I can grout and then get a coat of paint on the whole thing. The end of this project is finally in sight. Set timer, 35 minutes.
35 minutes, counting down.
I can hear something rodent-y chewing something in the kitchen, and honestly, I do not have time to deal with it right now. I'm very excited to get this finished. All I've got left to do is tile around the fire, grout both sets of tiles, and put a couple of coats of paint on, and then it's done. After I shared my mouldy chicken coop woes on my last video, I got quite a lot of advice and suggestions on what to do about it. And I've got quite a lot of work that I want to do on the coop. I'm just waiting for enough dry weather for it to stop raining for longer than 10 minutes at a time so that I can come out and do some of it. I am starting to wish that I had just built a nice big secure run and maybe bought a plastic coop to put in it, but that is the benefit of hindsight. I learned a lot building the coop, and hopefully I'll be able to take that knowledge forwards when I try and build a shed later in the year. I am back to getting 4 eggs a day though, so they can't be too unhappy about their accommodation. This is called Dad left the straw out in the rain so it's too damp to go in the nesting boxes. Oh, hi Sven. What are you doing here? It's not Sven time, it's work time. It's not time for Svens. Stop getting involved. Ridiculous animal. Go and catch the mouse that's living under my kitchen sink if you want work to do. My goal for the day is to tile the fireplace and get at least one coat of paint on it. I was going to leave the painting until I'd done the grouting of the tiles because I'm not sure how easy it is to wipe grout off of paint, but I might just leave the areas that are closest to the tiles and paint those at the end, but paint the rest of it now because I am really ready to get this project finished and to make my house a bit less of a DIY disaster zone and to be able to wear something other than my paint hoodie. I should probably watch a quick tutorial on how to tile walls because I've never done it before and gravity will be working against me. If these tiles fall off and I have to paint another set, I will be very unimpressed.
In this video, I'm going to teach you the basics of how to tile a wall.
Half of 70 is... How have I got tile adhesive everywhere? One of my neighbours is a plasterer and I hope he's not watching this because I might never be able to show my face in the community again. I might be more proud of this than anything else I've done in my life so far. Is this how the professionals tile fireplaces? Unlikely, but in case you haven't realised, I am not a professional at anything. And no, I didn't use tile spacers. I did get tile spacers out to use, but it's a little bit tricky because I had a very set amount of space across the top of the fireplace that I had to fit whole tiles into. And I decided it was more important to get all of those tiles in and have gaps that looked equal than to use tile spacers. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Would I tile a wall in the same way? No, but I think it's probably alright for a fireplace. Okay, I need to tidy up and get some paint on the fire surround because if I wait too long, I'm going to find another leak that needs fixing and get distracted. I think that's looking pretty good. I've just got to grout the tiles, do another coat of paint and some touch-ups, and then it's done. all of my tiles are still attached, which with the luck I've been having lately is a pleasant surprise. If there are any tilers watching this, you're probably gonna want an emotional support animal. I feel like you're probably not supposed to use your finger to fill in little gaps, but there's no one here to stop me, so it's happening. I was going to grout the hearth with the same white grout and use a grey grout pen on it to make it less noticeable. But when I was looking for my grout float, I found this leftover grey grout from when I was attempting to re-grout some tiles at my last house. So I think I'm going to use that. It might be a bit dark, so maybe I'll try and mix it with some white and see what happens, if that makes it any lighter or just ruins it. We'll see. My colour mixing attempt hasn't been very successful, and adding white has made no difference to the colour, so I'm going to use the dark grout, and if it's too dark, which I think it probably will be, I'll go over it with a grout pen, which was my original plan anyway. To try and perk up the grate, which was looking a little bit worse for wear, I spray painted it with some high heat stove and barbecue paint. Not regular spray paint, stove and barbecue paint. So hopefully this will perk it up a little bit and make it look a little bit tidier. Just had a fleeting moment of doubt when it says on the back of the can, do not expose to temperatures exceeding 50 degrees Celsius. But that is the can and not the paint. So it's fine. I've had a couple of fires since finishing the fireplace, and I am really happy with how it looks. There's just one thing left that I want to make for it. If this was my forever fireplace, I would probably have bought wood for it rather than making the surround out of leftover MDF, because the green, although I really like it, does blend into the background quite a bit. So I'm going to try and make something to decorate it with to try and brighten it up a little bit. I cannot listen to this flapping a minute longer. This tarpaulin was another thing that seemed like a good idea, but was actually a completely pointless waste of my time. This project is something I've wanted to make ever since I saw it on Pinterest about a decade ago, and I'm finally getting around to it. I decided it was looking a little bit too nice, so I bashed it about a bit to give it some character. Considering this is what it looked like when I started, I am really pleased with how this has turned out. It's prettier, it's fire safe, and I've learned something. What more can you ask for from a project?
See you next weekend.